On March 28, 2025, at approximately 12:50 p.m. local time, a powerful earthquake tore through the heart of Myanmar. The epicenter, located 16 kilometers northwest of Sagaing, shook the region with a magnitude of 7.7. This significant tremor, originating at a depth of 10 kilometers, violently disrupted the lives of millions. The initial quake was followed by a series of aftershocks, the strongest registering at a magnitude of 6.4, further amplifying the fear and uncertainty. The earthquake struck without warning, catching many off guard as they went about their daily routines. The sudden jolt sent shockwaves that rippled across the country and beyond, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Buildings swayed precariously, walls crumbled, and the ground beneath seemed to vanish as the earth unleashed its raw power. The initial moments following the earthquake were met with panic and confusion. People scrambled for safety, seeking refuge under desks, in doorways, or out in the open, away from collapsing structures. The air was thick with dust and the sounds of crumbling masonry, a symphony of chaos that painted a grim picture of the disaster unfolding. The earthquake struck at a time when Myanmar was already grappling with internal conflicts and a fragile healthcare system. The convergence of these factors threatened to exacerbate the challenges of responding to the disaster, raising concerns about the country's ability to cope with the scale of the devastation. The impact of the earthquake was felt most acutely in Mandalay, Myanmar's second-largest city. Historic pagodas, symbols of the nation's rich cultural heritage, lay in ruins, their once soaring structures reduced to piles of rubble. The streets were choked with debris, making it difficult for rescue workers to reach those trapped beneath the wreckage. Among the casualties were 3 individuals who lost their lives in the collapse of a mosque in Tongnu, a stark reminder of the indiscriminate nature of the disaster. In Naypyidaw, the capital city, a major hospital was overwhelmed with casualties, forcing medical personnel to treat the injured outdoors. The declaration of a mass casualty area painted a grim picture of the situation on the ground, highlighting the urgent need for medical supplies and assistance. The aftershocks further hampered rescue efforts, as already weakened structures threatened to crumble with each tremor. Yangon, the country's largest city, also experienced significant disruptions. Phone networks, vital for communication in the aftermath of such disasters, were briefly knocked offline, adding to the sense of isolation and fear. Rescue operations swung into action swiftly, but the scale of the damage presented a daunting challenge. The earthquake served as a stark reminder of the vulnerability of even the most populous cities when faced with the raw power of nature. As the dust settled, the full extent of the damage began to emerge. Collapsed buildings, blocked roads, and disrupted communication lines painted a picture of chaos and devastation. The earthquake had not only shaken the ground beneath Myanmar, but it also deeply impacted the lives of its people, leaving them to grapple with loss, fear, and uncertainty. The earthquake's impact extended beyond the borders of Myanmar, sending tremors into neighboring Thailand and China. In Bangkok, Thailand's bustling capital, a 30-story building under construction collapsed in Chatuchak, trapping 43 construction workers under a mountain of concrete and steel. The disaster prompted a swift response from emergency services who worked tirelessly to free those trapped and provide medical attention to the injured. The tremors in Bangkok triggered widespread panic, with people fleeing buildings in terror as the ground swayed beneath their feet. Public transportation ground to a halt, and traffic snarled to a standstill as residents attempted to return home or check on loved ones. The city, usually a vibrant hub of activity, was shrouded in a palpable sense of fear and uncertainty. In China's Yunnan and Sichuan provinces, the earthquake was felt with varying degrees of intensity. The city of Ruili reported injuries and damage to houses with debris littering the streets. Images emerged of injured residents being transported on stretchers, highlighting the human cost of the disaster, even in areas located farther from the epicenter. The earthquake served as a reminder that natural disasters know no borders and can have far-reaching consequences. The tremors in Thailand and China, while less severe than those experienced in Myanmar, underscored the interconnectedness of the region and the shared vulnerability to seismic activity. The disaster prompted an outpouring of support and offers of assistance from neighboring countries, demonstrating a spirit of regional solidarity in the face of adversity. In the immediate aftermath of the earthquake, rescue teams in Myanmar faced a daunting task. With communication lines down and debris blocking access to many areas, reaching those trapped beneath collapsed structures became a race against time. The situation was further complicated by Myanmar's ongoing civil war, which had already stretched the country's resources thin and created logistical challenges for aid organizations seeking to provide assistance. International aid organizations, including the Red Cross and Doctors Without Borders, mobilized quickly to provide support. Medical teams, search and rescue experts, and essential supplies poured into the affected regions, offering a glimmer of hope amidst the devastation. The international community rallied around Myanmar, pledging financial aid and technical assistance to support the country's recovery efforts. However, the scale of the disaster threatened to overwhelm even the most valiant efforts. The combination of widespread damage, a strained healthcare system, and the ongoing civil war posed significant obstacles to providing timely and effective aid to those in need. The earthquake underscored the importance of disaster preparedness and the need for international cooperation in responding to such calamities. As rescue efforts continued, the focus began to shift towards providing shelter, food, and medical care to the thousands left homeless or injured by the earthquake. The long road to recovery lay ahead, fraught with challenges and uncertainties. Yet, amidst the devastation, stories of resilience, compassion, and hope emerged, demonstrating the indomitable spirit of the human spirit in the face of adversity.